The nation's opioid crisis has become even more deadly during the pandemic, with a record 81,000 people overdosing during lockdown. NBC4's Angie Crouch has more on the growing crisis and how police are increasingly using Narcan, the nasal spray, to bring people back to life.
The pandemic has made 2020 the nation's deadliest year ever for drug overdoses, with isolation only deepening the opioid crisis.
Became addicted to opioids and cocaine, and then eventually started using fentanyl on a daily basis.
This Santa Clarita man, who asked to be identified only as Joe, is one of thousands of Americans who fell deep into drug addiction during the pandemic. He'd already been hooked on painkillers following an injury, but during lockdown, he started using the synthetic, cheaper opioid fentanyl, which is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine.
Towards the end of my addiction, I was just smoking it straight.
In February, Joe overdosed and had to be brought back to life by paramedics using naloxone, also known as Narcan, a nasal spray that reverses the effects of opioids.
You put it up one nostril and pump it, and absolutely super simple to use.
Captain Justin Diaz with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station says his deputies are now routinely using Narcan when they respond to calls, like this one caught on video by a filmmaker documenting substance abuse during the pandemic.
People who were already struggling before the pandemic, it just amplified what we've seen.
The CDC says fentanyl-related deaths in the U.S. are up 27% over the past year.
People are home, they're feeling distressed, difficult thoughts and emotions, and really very limited ways of being able to distract from it or cope with it.
Joe is now in recovery after his overdose, and he has some advice for others taking risks with prescription pills and fentanyl.
You're playing Russian roulette every time you take it, and if you're not on it yet, I just suggest don't even mess around with pills or any drugs, period.
If you need help with addiction or mental health issues, call 1-877-854-7771. They can refer you to free services in your area. Angie Crouch, NBC4 News.